Jeff or Tyler, did you guys happen to catch those games at all? Either set?
I had to play an important match today. I couldn't stay up.
I haven't seen him yet, but I'm gonna because I'm the biggest Nada fan in the world.
Greg or Machine, did you guys happen to stay up or catch the VODs?
Yeah, I saw SC versus Lucira.
What did you think about that series, especially Game 1, where 16 Marines were being produced at a time and just rallied straight to Lucira's base on Terminus?
Well, that's just kind of the problem with 2-Rex. I mean, it's really hard to know how many Zerglings you're supposed to make. And, well, I mean, the game was over after the early game. Well, SC could have done anything. He happened to do one of the cuter things possible. But no, that's the problem with 2-Rex.
And the rest of the series, what did you think about that?
Crossfire was just a bullshit map. I mean, Lucira is obviously a better player, but he can never secure a third, and it's just so hard to engage on there. And the other game, it was just a bunker rush. So I don't really understand why people don't 2-Rex anymore. It's a really, really powerful build.
Yeah.
And it should be used more. It's really hard to deal with.
Also, if I could butt in for just a second, I think he lost way too many infestors that game.
Yeah, his infestor control wasn't good at all.
Yeah, he was
That was
good.
bad by him.
The thing that all Zergs do where they just run in with the rest of their army, get the fungal off, and die immediately. So, the series coming up, round of 8, day 2, we've got Songho against Inca and then Nesty against Pro. So, Jeff and Tyler, you guys can jump in here since there's a lot of Protoss play happening on round of 8, day 2. Sangho Inca, who do you guys think is going to take it, Jeff? Let's start off with you.
I keep wanting to root for Sangho because he was a pretty cool Brood War player. But Inca seems to be a bit of a PvP sniper.
Don't worry, Lucky. These wheat thins crunch sticks will save us.
From him PvP, I just feel like he doesn't make mistakes, and that's all it takes to win. Yeah, that'll be a pretty sick series. I think Sangho will probably try to do some more creative stuff, but I'm not so sure. We'll see. And then the other match,
Any Pro ST?
Yeah, I'm more excited to see Nest's CVP because I think he's a really smart player, and I think Zergs are kind of unpredictable at this point. Like, a lot of options have opened up for them, and a lot of different Zergs are going a lot of different directions. So I want to see what Nesty has bought into at this point, and how he's going to play it out.
Nick, what about you? I mean, you and Dan hype Nesty up almost every time he plays. Even when he's not playing, you still talk about him. You think he's going to take out any pro?
I think it'll depend on what kind of builds any pro does. He's got an interesting selection of build orders that he likes to use. I think the longer the game goes on, the more likely any pro is to lose. But, it's really tough to say. I mean, as good as an ST is, the GSL that he won, that was Season 2, that was quite a ways ago. I still think he's pretty scary. Another thing is that I think ST's team, the people he trains with, IM is much better than Prime, as good as Prime is.
Yeah.
So that's some stuff to keep in mind. I would assume on paper that Nesty would win, but we've had so many upsets thus far, and in the previous season. So I would think Nesty, but we'll have to see. For the PvP, I'm kind of agreeing with everybody else. I think Inca should win this. Just he's so solid. He does so many different things and pulls it off in PvP. Sarno's pretty good. Psychologically, he's got a good attitude going up against people who generally are the favorites, but we'll see.
Just want to say real quick, we'll get Sean's opinions on the round of 8 as well as Idra and Machine. But Idra's and Machine's webcam's not working because we have 5 people on the call, and if I reorganize everything, I'm going to have to do it as soon as Nick leaves us right after this. So we're just going to leave it the way it is now, and everything will be back to normal once we get off the GSL. But Sean, who's going to take those 2 matches, man? What are your predictions?
As one of the last people asked, I will just agree with everyone else and just go with the Nesty Inca mix. I mean, and it reminds me of, I don't remember when it was, but like way long ago. I think maybe in the first GSL when it was like, who does everyone on State of the Game predict? And we all predicted the exact opposite of what actually happened the next day. So I'm quite excited to see if we'll be potentially wrong. Either way, I'm always just a fan of like really long, good games where people win with cool stuff. So I'm kind of hoping to see some creativity out of like any pro in particular who kind of has done some zany stuff before. I'm hoping.
If loving you is wrong, Sean, I don't want to be right.
Andrew on Machine, who's going to take those 2 matches? I don't have any way to get out of that without just going.
Thank you, dog.
The awkward transitions are back.
Yeah.
I think any pro will win. He has a really abusive PvZ style. He's willing to just go fast expand Mass Stalker Colossus, and I don't think there is a good answer to that yet. So I think he'll probably beat Nesty. Nesty is definitely the better player, though.
Yeah.
So
Standard, right?
Standard Idra.
He's the better
and then
player.
Inca versus Sango. Inca isn't actually that good, and Sango is a StarCraft 1 player, so I'm going to go for Sango. I don't know how silly PvP is. Maybe Inca will win, but yeah. I don't know much about either's PvP, so I'm just hoping Sango wins because he's more talented.
Machine?
I gotta side with Greg here. Right now, I cannot see Nesty beating Anytime in Style. Just that, or what was that? Or any person. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little difficult to deal with as long as he plays it properly. Nesty still has great mechanics, very well-rounded player. I'd have to say this match is in any pro's favor. And I actually like Inca. I think he's a very well-rounded Protoss. Very good selection of styles that he can play, particularly. Just good all over, good mechanics, so forth. So I'd have to actually pick Inca to win that match.
Sounds good. We'll have to see. That's going to be happening tomorrow, about 24 hours from now. Nick, I got to say, we still got you on the call, so I want to kind of pick your brain about the deal. You guys got anything coming up that you can kind of tease or possibly announce, maybe?
I don't know if I'm allowed to announce anything yet. We got a lot of cool, events coming up here that we're excited to do. But I gotta wait for Gom to announce that stuff before I do.
What about your latest, what you've done to Nerds on the Ladder? Can you give us one of those before you go?
Shit.
You're on the spot now, man.
Normally I think about this
Let
when
me
I'm
guess,
eating
cannons.
break. I know, terrible things. Terrible things.
I've got you on the spot now, Nick. Now everyone knows there.
Usually I'm like, fucking riding on a dinosaur with a nerd's head in my fucking hand. It's out of control. But I haven't ladder recently, so I don't have anything good. Sorry.
There you go. So, anyone else got any questions for Nick before we let him go?
I'm going to Korea to visit Nick. Yeah.
Uh-oh, there's some news.
Yeah.
Jeff, you guys?
Yeah, it's gonna be
That's
pretty
it,
sick,
yeah.
man.
I love you.
Yeah. Nick and I,
I love you too.
Nick, okay, I don't know if you played Infamous, but I'm bringing it to the PS3.
All right, man. I'm ready,
Yeah.
dude. Sorry I can't normally come on stage again. Normally I'm pretty busy. I'm doing voice acting and
Yeah,
some other stuff.
this is fucking early for you, man. You're
It's 1 in the afternoon, man. Normally
That's really
I look at my cell phone and I go, oh, thank God, and I go back to bed because I don't need to be in the studio for a few more hours.
Jeff, you got anything? You said something to him. I'm not sure if you heard
I
you.
told him I love him.
I love him back.
Just wanted to make sure. So, Nick, thank you so much for coming in and joining the
Thank
call.
you. I gotta clean my apartment. It's full of trash. I'm like fucking Oscar the Grouch right now. I got some of the stuff I gotta do today. But please add me on Twitter and call me Tasteless. And buy my shirts at thehandsomernerd.com because I need to buy
my shirts.
money.
On the
No,
Sundance.
anyways, it's a pleasure being on here, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Awesome. We'll see you later, Tasteless.
Well, my name's Lloyd.
Let me drop him. There we go. All right, Andrew, why don't you try to fix your webcam real quick for us? Let's move on to talking about the IPL results. That just wrapped up over the weekend. Idra, you took the tournament over Kiwi Talk. You were down 2-0 in the finals, came back to win 3 games in a row. Talk to me about that series.
Yeah, PvZ is kind of silly, so I was just doing like cheesy stuff, and the first 2 times it didn't work out, and the next one it did. And then we played big macro maps, and I outplayed him really badly on Shakuris because I'm like 3 times better than him. And then on Terminus,
I love Greg.
on Terminus, he realized that I was just kind of trying to make him multitask, and so he defended it all. But then he attacked anyway because he doesn't understand timings, so I won.
Greg, don't ever change, man. Don't ever change.
I'm just gonna let everyone let that sink in for a second. Jeff, you got any thoughts on those matches? You started shaking your head immediately. Were you just anticipating what Jeff was gonna, or what Greg was gonna say? There's your rule, by the way.
Greg is infectiously good for the community because if you interview him, you have the opportunity to be a part of history. You're that guy that asked him the question, and he then like took a shot at one of the best Protosses outside of Korea. No, I mean, it was a good series. It was cool that Greg fell down 0-2, and I'll say this, having known Greg for a very long time, there was a Greg in the past who would have quit, who would have gotten frustrated, and would have lost the series, but he stuck to it, and see, Greg, I'm trying to compliment you. You got to type up. Get away. Anyways.
No, I'm trying to fix the webcam.
He stuck with it, and he came out ahead in the grand finale against a guy who is probably one of his arch nemesis. He's beat you a few times.
One on a minute for sure.
He's beat you at MLG, and here you are in the finals of a tournament for revenge, and you got the better of him. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that story. EG fighting.
Idra, you used actually some, when it comes to you, kind of unconventional builds and strats in those games. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, you can't really win ZVP, straight up right now. So I just kind of cheese a lot and hope it works out. And it has been because no one expects it from me. But they'll figure it out eventually.
This is a gold mine, man. I should just keep asking questions.
Greg's like, I tried to make roaches and hydras and corruptors for a while, and it didn't work. So I switched it up, and now I do different strategies, and I win. But
I just flip coins and hope they don't scout me or no timings or anything.
It's a good coin, man.
So
I'd stick with that coin.
Smart. You got to change it up, and you did that, and you won. There's no it's not random factors.
Look at the last game though. Like if he hadn't made that attack, if he had just been smart and pulled back and defended, like the aggressive shit, it did not work. He defended it easily, destroyed the drops. I couldn't do anything to him, and I was no way I was going to be able to check before he was maxing out the death ball. But he chose to attack at like 160 supply and threw it all the way on creep. If he hadn't done that, I would have gotten rolled. Just like
that's the mistakes of Protoss. So I'll tell you, every Protoss can tell you they lose more games because they were over aggressive, but that's what they have to do to keep the Zerg under wraps. So,
but they don't, because if you just get the max, then it doesn't matter how many bases we have, because you just kill us for you kill a 200 army for 10 supply. It doesn't fucking matter how many bases we have.
Okay.
But there's still, when they're about to move out, you just have a drop waiting in the
No!
Then,
Tyler, shut your mouth. You get 200, you kill them, and then they get 10 supply.
I don't know.
I actually have to agree with Greg here.
That's weird. Bryce agrees with Greg.
No.
It's sitting there. Everything you said.
No. It's actually ridiculous. If you've ever been a Zerg that's faced the Protoss Death Ball, and yes, you sit there and you defend drops, so what? You can sit there and warp gate in units as you lose your 10 supply to their maxed army and then defend your main. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm just saying, there's a reason why Protoss is winning everything.
Race players,
There's a reason why Protoss is winning everything, especially GSL Code A, man. They are just tearing that up.
No, Terran is even more bullshit. It's just Protoss is also bullshit.
Nice try, Sean.
So this is how you're going to get 20,000 viewers, Idra.
Forgot that other race was doing well.
Yeah, as soon as Zerg wins a game, then we can talk. But
I'm sorry, JP. Finish your interview with the winner of the IPL. Who plays Zerg? He was explaining how Zerg don't win right now. I'd like you to.
Count. I spent 3 years playing this game, and 12 hours a day. I'm not supposed to lose these people.
Oh man, if you're listening right now to the MP3, tune into the VOD and see.
I don't think you can see that my face is twitching.
Just let that sink in for a second. Tyler, you got any thoughts on the IPL games? I'm sure you watched them. The finals.
I watched the finals.
That's what I'm speaking to.
I like how in that one game where Greg's dropping them, and then Kiwi Kaki does a timing at 160 supply, and then Greg beats it. That even if Kiwi Kaki hadn't done that timing, Greg could have won that game anyway. And I was just so happy to see Greg, who's the better player, being in a position to just dominate a guy like that, even though it's CVP.
Bryce goes, Greg, what do I say? What now?
Yes.
Sean, thoughts on the finals?
Okay, so I actually did not get the chance to watch it because I'm in a situation where I can't even spare a few hours to reformat my incredibly unstable computer because, again, I'm on the home stretch. But when it's the weekend, when it's the weekend, I will watch it. And then I will comment on how unbelievably hard it is for the Zerg race to win everything except championships.
I like it when Sean's
That satisfactory? Well, I don't know. I just don't.
The only wins have been me and Red in 2 bad foreigner tournaments since GSL2. I mean, it's me versus a bunch of Americans, and then Red against like second-tier Europeans.
What am I, chopped liver? What is this? This kid over here.
We come we live in Korea for years and practice a bunch. We're supposed to win, and then you see how many random players have you seen winning tournaments and doing well with Terran Protoss, and how many have you seen with Zerg? I mean, the only people winning at all with Zerg are top-tier StarCraft 1 players who are supposed to be winning. But fucking anyone can win with Terran and Protoss.
I don't know how to argue with that because like the problem is that like I don't actually feel like you're commenting on the race.
But when I comment on the race, you just laugh at me and say you want to talk about imbalance.
Well, it's because you're not talking about imbalance. You're venting.
I do.
You're what? See, you just like go on these diatribes.
Count early game, and they have the weakest units that can't have any aggressive potential because they have low range or they're melee, and every other race can wall in and build defensive buildings behind it. So there's no possibility for aggression. But since we can't scout, we have to overcompensate early on. But if we overcompensate, then we can't use those aggressively. So we always end up behind unless we guess perfectly. In which case we end up okay, because Terran Protoss never really have any pressure on them. Then once we get into big game, we have the lesser units anyway, so we have to string it out all around the map and use it there and fucking defend to end up with a stronger army. And then we have to go to Hive Tech, but all our Hive Tech units fucking suck because Void Rays are doing this massive, and Terran just beats everything if they fucking make ghosts. They don't. So.
Sean.
What I mean again is that like that was venting. That was like
No, that's pointing out all the problems with the game.
To be able to like appropriately discuss imbalance would take like a very, very long time and would require like
some very simple, very specific problems. Is Zerg can't scout early. It has to be a defensive race. But the units we have to make in order to defend stuff can't be used aggressively. So if we overcommit at all to the defense, then we end up behind. Like all the games with SC versus Lysira. He made enough links. He recognized that SC was going to be aggressive. He made enough links to kill it, except he made too many. So then he defended the attack easily and still ended up behind. Because those Zerglings could then do absolutely nothing, because it's so hard to be aggressive for Terran Protoss early game.
I haven't seen the game, so I can't actually comment. That's the problem.
But that's like a general principle. It's just so easy to wall off a couple of defensive buildings or a couple of defensive units and completely nullify Lings, Roaches, and Banelings.
I'm curious how you would comment on Zerg versus Terran from the Zerg's point of view in Brood War.
What about it?
The same lack of scouting problems still arise. Well, actually, same with Zerg versus Protoss and Zerg versus Terran. Except
there weren't nearly as many powerful aggressive builds, and also the difference between spine crawlers and sunken colonies. Sunken colonies built a lot faster. Spine crawlers can't be a snap defense. We have to be prepared.
I want to save you time. Ask Greg what he thought the weakest race in Brood War was.
I'll give you that privilege, Jeff.
Greg, what was the weakest race in Brood War?
Terran versus Protoss. Terran is
Say Terran. Now, Greg, what race did you play in Brood War?
Terran versus Protoss was the most losable.
Greg, he's not answering the question because it's Terran for both of those.
I said Terran and Zerg were both hard.
Because the thing is that the reason I say that it's venting is because like balance is something that should be discussed like totally calmly and dispassionately with like lots of evidence and examples and testing in time, as opposed to like 3 sentences that are sped through so fast
No, but we
followed
tried
by
that
and
at another
that's
state of the game. You said that you just laugh and troll when people talk about imbalance, so I don't really see the point.
Well, because like I had to go, I wasn't gonna like engage in discussion right
No.
there. And plus, trolling's awesome in some circumstances. Like I'd be happy to engage in one like in a very like long.
No, in principle you
slow
don't.
poem.
You're like opposed to saying anything's imbalanced at all.
Generally, yes, totally. I absolutely agree with that.
So if you're opposed to thinking that anything is imbalanced, I mean, obviously things are imbalanced. Things were imbalanced in StarCraft 1. They just happen to counteract each other. But in StarCraft 2, it's such a young game, and there's clearly problems. I mean, even Blizzard's still balancing it. And
I just don't think
I don't know
it's
how you can say
particularly-
that. And then
It's just
Go
not
ahead.
a particularly useful discussion in my eyes. Like,
But it is useful. It's like, you see fucking retarded people winning games instead of people who actually deserve it. And it's like we're trying to make a competitive e-sport.
But I don't know what that
should be the
means.
forefront of discussion.
well, I just don't know what that statement means, though. That's the problem. Is it's like poorly defined terms. Like, oh, the better player lost, but the only clear metric we have is winning and losing. So that's like
That's
a
not
benchmark
necessarily
that you
true.
have to work with. Because in a sense, an interesting thing to note is that regardless of any game created, a balanced metagame will form. Period. Tic-tac-toe has a balanced metagame, despite the fact that it consists solely of draws. If StarCraft 2 does, I mean, no matter what the situation is, it should hit on some tone of balance. Actually, it will necessarily have a balanced metagame that might involve one race not even being played at all. But we're just so extremely far from anything even remotely.
But that's not truly balanced then. That's compensating for poor game design.
No. Literally, any single game that you give me will have a set of optimal strategies that is defined as balanced. Because it must. It may boil down to one strategy that is best, and then two people will be engaging in that strategy against one another, period. In
Yeah, that's not-
100% of games.
That's not
What?
balanced in what StarCraft players call balance. By balance, we mean that all the races have an equal opportunity to win. If there's
Hold
one
on.
strategy that beats everything, it's like,
Hold on. What I'm saying is that, so that's an endpoint where that will emerge. But right now, there's just no statistical evidence to really support that. There's still a wide variety of players playing all the races, still able to win at high levels. And I just, again, with that sort of situation, I just don't see the use in debating real ultra-specific things when there still seems to be so many solutions that are still available on the table.
specific though. Lack of scouting, number of aggressive builds, weakness of defense, and the lack of aggressive potential from the defense you have to build. Those aren't, it's not like specific details or something that's likely to change with the development of the game. It's fundamental problems with the race.
But again, like when you say those sorts of statements, like it's just so vague. Like you scout and
It's
then
not
you
really
just think
vague. You
that-
put a Marine on the perimeter and Overlord's not getting in. Zergling literally cannot get through a wall in. Terran has a number of builds, any of which can kill Zerg flat out if they're caught off guard, or can do significant damage if they're trying to play all-purpose defensive. And Roaches and Lings, and Banelings to a lesser extent, are so easily nullified by building walls and bunkers, and then tanks later on. It's just...
Yeah, see, and the issue I have with that line of reasoning is that you have heard Terrans and Protosses make the same sort of responses or the same sort of phraseology when referring to their own matchups. I just don't feel like in this circumstance, like if you say that, I don't know what the end goal is. Like, are you saying that like, oh, it should be changed or this or that? What I'm saying is it's venting because you're having a lot of frustrating situations, and I still feel like there's so many solutions that are still there.
What are the solutions to those problems, I just listened. How do you get an Overlord in past the Marine? What is the all-purpose ZV?
No, because the solution is not how do you get the Overlord past the Marine. Perhaps it's how does he fly over space in various shapes. No, but I mean, like, it's perhaps the solution is that you don't actually need to try to figure out a way to get the Overlord in.
That's what I said. Then what's the all-purpose ZV defensive build? Because either you know what they're doing, or you have a build that can deal with everything, or there's some other way to get that information. So there is no way to get that information, and there is no build that counters everything. That is a fundamental problem.
Well, I don't think there's one build that counters everything. I would
Yes.
agree with that statement.
No, I said there isn't one, and there is no way to scout what they're doing within reason. So
Man,
one of
I just
those
don't-
has to be true, or Zerg is going to end up with a disadvantage or a coin flip at best.
Nah.
either have to be able to scout or you have to be able to defend without scouting. Otherwise, it's just a guessing game.
I just don't agree with that statement, and it would take so long to actually go in depth with
What
that.
is wrong with it?
Well, I mean, it's like saying this race doesn't have good aggressive potential, and then just stopping.
That's not what I said. I said
Yeah.
Terran has a ton of good aggressive builds, right? Banshee
Sure.
Hellions, any kind of bio pressure, Marauder Hellion all-ins, you can expand, anything like that. They have a ton of options all across the board, from economic to ridiculously all-in, everything in between. Zerg cannot scout. Marines can prevent Overlord scouting if you are at all careful about it, and it's not a huge investment. You just need 2 or 3 Marines on the perimeter. And wall-ins block any kind of ground scouting. Zerglings, drones can't get in, right?
And what I would argue is that whenever you do see the tech path that they went down,
How do you see that?
By the time you see the tech path,
whenever
it's
they
too
do
late.
their aggressive moves. So like, let's
So
say
then you've already lost.
Banshee
That aggressive move kills you.
Well, let's say a Banshee comes out or something like that, or like a 2-Rax Marine. Once they've gone down that path, I honestly think that the Terran is highly limited upon that reveal occurring. So you can actually
Highly limited, but if you have to respond after the attack is on the way, you die.
I would need to see the specific replay example to like, because it's so easy to say, oh, if the attack's coming, you just don't respond quickly enough and you die, and just lump it up like that, and that's. Jeff is now texting.
What? No? This is amazing.
Sean, your brother wants to come back in the call. He says that Idra is right. Should I allow this to happen?
Dude, totally go for it.
We'll bring him back in here.
I mean, basically what I'm saying is that, like, I don't agree that Zerg is just, like, violently underpowered, and I also don't see the usefulness in discussing it.
But
and
we're
going
explaining
depth.
why. And you're unable to say anything in response to it besides saying that you disagree. So that seems kind of stupid to me.
Well, I just feel like there are areas that haven't been explored yet in terms of, like,
What areas? How are we going to scout? What is our all-purpose defensive build? Because one of those has to be the case. Either you have to be able to know what's happening, or you have to be able to defend it without knowing it's happening. If you can't, then it's going to be a guessing game at best, which is terrible even if it is balanced. If it's going to be 50-50, it's still fucking bad for game, fucking bad for esports.
I mean, what I would say is that I would have builds and play around with them a lot.
Okay, give me a few suggestions, because I'm lost.
I don't know, I've never really seen you try Spanishiwa style with, like, the Mass Queen.
I did it in NASL last week.
Oh, I didn't see it. Like, have you ever done it on your stream? Because I haven't been watching it.
And if you make that many queens early on, it sets you behind if they go economical. You can't tell if they're going economical because you can't scout again.
Well, I mean, that's a style that feels, like, really flexible, but, like, I haven't really seen
Very
it
good
much.
defensively, but that's just disregarding the fact that they can expand as well.
Nick.
I've been fucking lurking in this little channel for a little bit. I gotta say, it's just really interesting to me. I kind of agree with Idra though. I think, like, honestly, Zerg doesn't have a lot of options. I mean, the fundamental difference between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 is that, for instance, StarCraft 1, you know, when Zerg knows that Terran's gonna push out, Terran basically only has 2 options. One is Mad, and the other is to go bio. And it's almost always the same competition for 3 tanks and science vessels. What is Greg making that crazy look?
What?
Oh wait, our webcam's back on?
No, it hasn't.
Oh, is the screen all messed up? No, but anyways, going off what I was saying, I think right now Terran, when they push out, for instance, they have so many different things they can do that it's just really difficult for Zerg to actually deal with.
Well, so you guys, Greg, you're saying that you think the Sunken Colony was stronger in Brood War, so that's why Zerg's able to get by?
Not stronger, but it built faster. It could be a reactive. Like, you could put down, if nothing else, you could put down a bunch of creep colonies and morph them to spines, or sunkens, and have them ready in time. You didn't have to completely commit.
What
Here,
you're really upset about then is the spine crawler. If you were just to make it build faster, you'd be happy.
Banshees are better than any of the air options Terran had in StarCraft 1, but yeah, making a spine crawler possible is a reactive defense.
Hey, I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, somebody's at the door.
The Wraith was a bish, my man. The Wraith was a real bish.
Banshees are a bigger bitch.
Yeah, how
But
can you compare the Wraith to
fact that
Banshees?
spine crawlers, they take 50 seconds to build. That's just like, I don't think there's any map with a 50-second rush distance. And so they cannot be a reactive defense.
That's
a
true.
pretty big problem.
That's really true.
How do you So for me to get in this conversation, we got to bring it back to ZVP. And for me, like, I never see a Zerg lose a game where I can't point out like a mistake that they made.
Well, that's true of everything, though. No one's playing perfectly. I'm saying that Zergs have to play a lot better than Protoss or Terrans to win in general, or get lucky, because like shit happens. Yeah.
Well, there's certain strats that Protoss do, but I think the problem is you're playing against a Protoss that flips a coin, and you don't want to flip a coin too. You want to be able to beat them. You know that you can outplay them in a fair game, but they're flipping a coin for a free advantage, and you want to be able to be in that disadvantaged situation that they took a risk to get into and to still beat them. And in order to do that, you have to outplay them. That's your whole thing, is you're a better player. So when people take risks against you, you're going to let that happen, and people are going to get into a better situation than you. And you're going to outplay them, and you're going to catch up. You're going to do something Gosu and win the game. So I think sometimes you might think that the Protoss is doing like a really solid build, but actually they took a risk. So they, did a build that's weak against some crazy all-in that Zerg can do. And
You
they're
can't
like,
scout
okay,
that.
if the Zerg does
So you have
this
to flip
crazy
coins.
shit, then I automatically lose. But
So Tyler's saying you
hoping he
should flip
doesn't
coins?
do it, and then he gets ahead. And I feel like you're kind of in that same situation. You know that there's, 4 or 5 builds that a Protoss or a Terran can open with against Zerg, and if you could just throw out one of those options and say, well, look, I'm going to lose against that if they do it, but I'm going to be ready for everything else. Well, then you could be in a very comfortable situation. So I feel like there isn't so much imbalance as it is that
That was so wrong.
risky play is paying off a lot against Zerg right now, because Zergs are trying to play safe, and Terran and Protoss can get away with risky play a lot. At least Protoss. I'll throw a Terran out of it because I'm not an expert on that matchup, but at least Protoss might be taking some risk, and so you have to outplay them. They play worse than you, and they win anyway because they did something risky, and the only way you could punish them for that is for yourself to do something risky.
Oh, that's definitely true. Like I said, I've been cheesing a lot more ZVP, and I've been having success just because people don't expect me to do it, so it takes advantage of those risks they're taking. But I still do believe there is imbalance later on in the game. I think that there are problems later on in the game too. It's just easier to address the early game. But even if that were true, it was just purely a matter of risk versus risk, and there was no imbalance at all. That would still be terrible design for the game.
I agree.
At least
That's
unreliable results.
I agree.
I think Zerg comes out of it the worst because it is the defensive race, and it's because of all the mechanics, the chrono and larva and mules, reactors. I feel that the Zerg is going to be the defensive race in most of these situations, and that the defensive race is at a disadvantage because all those mechanics boost offensive power and aggression more than defense. I just feel it makes the early game too risky in general. But that's more of a game design problem than balance problem, so it's kind of shit.
Well, it's at least eliminating some of the problems that people might be thinking are under the balance heading, and instead pushing them over toward the game design heading.
Yeah. So that was fun.
JP had to go.
JP just left town, man.
He said he has an emergency. What were we talking about? It was the IPL.
Muted my mic. I was actually here.
There he
but,
is.
yeah.
I was going
Hi,
to take
JP.
over for
I was just saying that was an interesting conversation. We're 170 viewers short of 20K right now. So, Greg,
Uh-oh.
you've done your best efforts. I think it's actually going to happen. We're 40 away right now. Feels like we're counting down to the
17.
So it's happening.
There we go.
There we
29,
go.
23.
There we go.
Hey-oh.
So congratulations, Idra. You have to talk for a week, and I got to pay your bar tab. Everyone else doesn't really care. So let's talk about IPL Season 2 that was announced. There's an open casting call for casters right now. 4 qualifiers for the IPL 2, where each one is going to have, I think, 8 participants come through. There are 4 qualified, 4 from IPL 1, 4 for the last qualifier, then 8 for the other 3, $50,000. And just watching season 1, I want to know if you guys have any suggestions, or if IPL even needs to improve on anything. If season 1 was just kind of like a Cinderella story, in the sense that nothing actually went wrong for them. And I don't know who's actually going to want to talk about this, so you guys can feel free to jump in whenever. Nothing?
I unfortunately have been missing a lot of streams lately, so.
I mean, I'll say that I think they've kind of had like they have like their drawings and stuff, right, and their voices, and I think they actually got to change that a little bit season to season. I don't know. That's kind of not something I'm completely confident in, because maybe they can make their own style of art and presentation of the games, but on the other hand, maybe they would want to do something new every single season. And so I'm not sure where they're going to go with that. People might get bored if it's the same style all the time, but if they want to do something new, then that's got to be cool. If this new direction they go into, like creatively, is kind of silly, then that could like bring them down. But yeah, their production value and their organization, all that kind of stuff seems to be pretty good. So those are the core to running a league. So as long as they keep that up, it should be pretty good.
Nick, has any of the GSL guys over there noticed the IPL, or have you guys watched it and kind of seen what you guys can maybe either take from them or build upon from them?
To be totally honest, I haven't had much of an opportunity to watch the IPL. I've been pretty busy down here.
Understandable.
So.
I was just wondering. IPL though, have they announced when the qualifiers are going to be? I think there's dates for all that.
I think it's in the thread. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about the qualifiers.
Pretty soon.
Yeah. It's starting pretty soon, a lot faster than I was thinking. 50,000 for the entire tournament, so it's good to see that. But let's start talking about the NASL. And if you've been watching this, you kind of, or if you've been reading Team Liquid, you heard about some stuff, obviously, in week 1. But if you watched the week 1 and you haven't watched since then, it is night and day. The NASL is actually an incredible production right now. If you are not tuning in, you are missing out on one of the best StarCraft 2 productions, one of the best StarCraft 2 tournaments out there. Jeff, I just have to applaud you and also your co-caster and also all the NASL staff over there for just completely turning it around. And it is an incredible tournament right now. What are some of the matches, looking back week 3, that you would kind of point people to?
Week 3. See, I'm in this weird time.
It all kind of blurs together right now, probably. I'm sure.
It's that, we're casting week 4 right now, but I can't talk about that.
Right.
Week 3. Hang on.
I can pull up some of the matches if you want.
Actually, MC versus Ace.
That was probably one of the bigger upsets.
Well, kind of. Ace looks unbeatable right now, and I don't know if we can even consider it an upset, but it was a cool PvP, amazing micro. Yeah, if you could fire off some of the matchups, that would help jog my memory.
Well, Tyler played against Sock. That was the last match of.
That was the week I played Mana.
Yeah.
So
we talked about
wasn't a good series.
The Tyler Sock series. That was a 2-1, right?
No, the Mana one I was talking about. The Sock one was PvP is either really cool or like totally boring.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Let me pull up the schedule here real quick for the last week. What is this? The schedule. So we've got, let's see, that was Saturday. We had Sin, Pandeezer, Mana Edra, Druby Cloud, Boxer, Xenio, Tyler Sock, MCA, Sassuos Machine, Select, Stall Life, Rhett Goody, Brad OK, Cats, Hey Pro Squirtle, Twilight Slush, Moonglade Axlov, Not Astrelok, DD, Naniwa, just stop me whenever, Jeff. Show July, Moman and Snare, Dark Force TT1, QXE and Control. That was a pretty good series. I remember a lot of people were hyped about that. And then White Rock Cruncher started off the week, that was day 2. Phoenix Vibe, Moro Kibikaki, Artosis Moon, Grubby Chef, and TLO Rainbow.
It was actually a funny week because I feel like we were lucky the first 2 weeks we had really, really good games and we're really happy with that. We're like, yay, everything's amazing. And then week 3, the games kind of sucked, to be quite frank. There was a lot of okay series. people enjoyed our TLO Rainbow cast because we just like
Yeah, you guys were going.
all you could do is have fun in that series because it was a brutal massacre. Otherwise, like TLO made it look silly, and I'll do a spoiler. There's one of those this week coming up. You'll see tomorrow.
People look forward to that.
But hopefully people have fun with it because I did.
Tomorrow's matches are Mora Moon, Chef TLO, Grubby Vibe, Rainbow Kiwikaki, and Phoenix against Artosis. Artosis kind of having a rough time right now. Jeff?
He's a
That won't
really good
continue,
caster.
though.
I'm just
He's a
watching.
really good caster.
I'm just watching.
Greg, what did you say?
That won't continue. He's my favorite to win the league.
Yeah. He's buckling down. He told us that this week he's going to unleash something special. And when Artosis says that someone is really good, you know that he's 100% full of shit. So this week, tune into that Artosis matchup, and I think you're in for a treat.
Nick, you got anything to say about your co-caster in the NASL?
Yeah, well, you've just been casting a lot, you know, the time difference and stuff. But look, when Dan's in good shape, I mean, he can perform pretty well.
Yeah, 10 years ago he was great. He was a really good player.
Actually, you know, he actually took.
And people don't really acknowledge how big a problem the time and latency is for the Koreans.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the
Well, I heard
latency
it's different.
especially.
Like the OGS house has a good connection, so some of those guys can play quite well. But then with other players, it's really obvious that they're having a terrible time. So
I don't know. I actually, a friend had me play some of the OGS guys on North America the other night, and they were just fucking awful. Like, there's no way to not have latency be a game-changing issue from Korea. No, not an insult to them. It's just like latency is a problem.
There's nothing more sad than fucking throwing up a bunch of force fields and just crossing your fingers with lag
Yeah.
and being like, all right, and like sometimes it's good, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I trapped the lings in my base.
Yeah.
it's
No-
true.
no
I've
results
seen some
from-
pretty good games though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm talking TSL and NASL. Every time I see the Koreans, there are some where it's like obvious they're struggling, and there's others where it's like I don't see them miss a beat. Actually, it's quite good.
Yeah.
Look at it. Honestly, no result of a player playing from Korea should be given any merit at all. Like, they can win, they can lose, but it's not meaningful. It's such a huge handicap. The result should not be taken with the result should not be taken seriously at all.
Is there any difference playing from Korea to America than America to Korea in terms of lag? I mean, is it pretty much the same? Tyler, I know you've done that. In your experience, was it just as bad almost?
Well, I haven't played Korea to America, but
Maybe
I
Jeff
have-
might actually know. Maybe.
I have had like various experiences America to Korea. Like I know before the earthquake in Japan, I was actually like a couple days before that I was getting really good latency to Korea. It felt really good for me, and I was like, wow, this is good enough. Like I might just practice 100% on Korea now. And then the earthquake happened, and my latency was worse, and I heard it was affecting a lot of people's latencies both ways, Korea to America and America to Korea. And then so I didn't try it for a long time, and I actually haven't tried it for a while. But now might be a good time to try it again. I don't know if they've actually like replaced
Changed
whatever
anything.
lines
Yeah.
that might have gotten messed up
Whatever
or
routing.
rerouted or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, for a moment it was actually pretty good for me. But like I said, it got better. It seemed to get better for me for no reason. And you know, America's a big place. Someone playing from the East Coast might have it worse from someone playing from Texas or from the West Coast. So I'm sure there will be quite a variety of experiences.
Greg, I know you played on the American servers sometimes, every now and then when you were over in Korea, correct?
Yeah, I tried to avoid. I turned down tournaments and stuff just because it was so bad. The only thing I really played was the EG Masters Cup show matches and stuff because it's obvious it was my team. They want me to play it, I'll play it.
Yeah.
But it was bad enough that I was refusing to play in tournaments on North America.
Well, we'll have to see if there's any better routing or anything like that in the future, or if the Korean participants over here in the Western tournaments just have to deal with it and kind of adapt to it. Let's go ahead and move on. There was some controversy this past week. EG, you guys obviously announced your new Masters Cup. The format is now going to have a 2v2, and this is the first thing we'll talk about here. If you guys ever watched the Ghost Coaching Premier League, it's pretty much the exact format. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff or Adrian or Machine. But there's 3 1v1s, 2v2 for the 4th match, and then if that goes on, there's a last match where it's a 1v1 ace match. I just want to know, what do you guys think about this format? We'll start off with Jeff.
The 2 vs 2 is exciting. It's interesting too because it is a highly untested realm of StarCraft 2, and everyone cites the Machinima League where everyone had a set map that they were the 2 vs 2 team for, and they're like, look at the games it produced, when actually it produced some pretty awesome games, by the way. I mean, people didn't like the cheese factor, but I'm sorry, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's 2 vs 2. Like, go back to Brood War for the most heinous cheeses you've ever seen in your life. That's where it happened. So it'll be interesting because teams aren't necessarily designed around that clan war format, which is kind of nostalgic for me because in Brood War, I was always on teams that were amazing but sucked ass because we didn't have a 2 vs 2 team. Media comes to mind, so... So... And there just happens to be 5 media guys here, by the way.
Yeah, including Nick.
You guys have a lot of media people here that
6
just occurred to me.
guys.
Can I also just say
We were
that
terrible at 2-on-2.
yeah,
We were fucking
Fuck,
awesome.
we were so bad, man.
dude, we needed it needed to be LJT and Magoo. Those guys were the sickest.
Oh,
2v2
yeah.
teams. They never lost 2v2 and they never spoke during games.
Yeah, I was
They
about to
just
say, every time
were
I ever
divine.
tried to with LJT, he never talked once.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Ugh, it was eerie. But like,
Yeah.
the one thing I want to throw out there is I don't know why the 2v2 is the 4th game. It should like be the 3rd game. So
So
there's
it always
a
happens.
2v2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I hope we win a 1v1 so we can get our 2v2 team out there. I mean, I think it's great that the 2v2's in there. I just honestly think the order should be swapped.
I gotta say, casting 2v2s is a billion times more fun casting 1v1s than casting 1v1s, just because of how much shit there is going on. The games are always exciting because there's always cheese most of the time involved. There's always something afoot on all the maps. So I'm pretty excited to see all of that. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the 2v2s? Oh, did you not finish, Jeff?
No.
My bad. Continue on then.
It's okay.
Jeff.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I apologize.
I listened to Idra and Day 9 yell at each other for like an hour, so I
So
feel
did
like
I.
that was my chance.
I got
By the way, the 2
viewers, that
vs
was
2
cool.
balance in StarCraft 2 is atrocious. Everyone.
You and Tyler will get your chance to talk soon, Jeff.
Anyways, the best of 1 format is both exciting. No, excuse me, it got changed to best of 3, so I'm going to change that, correct that. That's cool. I feel like best of 3 is more legitimate. And then the ace match. There's nothing more exciting, in my opinion, than an ace match where it all boils down to 2 teams selecting their best player. Produces some amazing games. Actually, the GCPL Grand Finals had Sen versus Naniwa for the grand finale, the
That
ace
was
match.
awesome. I saw that live. That was
And it
so
goes
good.
3-2. If you haven't seen that series, go watch it now. It's an amazing PvZ series. And oddly, the Zerg actually won that. It's fucked up.
You realize how much Sen is in Naniwa?
Oh, I'm sure you would say he's much, much better. Yeah. Naniwa's not that good. He's not that good, right? He's
He shouldn't be. But he plays
no,
Protoss.
he shouldn't be. No, he's probably one of the best fucking players right now. But
That's Protoss.
it's yeah, it's great. He does play Protoss. Thank you. It's going to be a really good format as far as I'm concerned. I'm excited about the ace matches and the teams and stuff. 8 of the best teams in the whole planet, man. Really good teams.
Tyler, your thoughts on 2v2? Think it's a competitive format?
I've never been a fan of 2v2. That's just me, though. Like, in StarCraft 1, there's always been a team league called the Pro League, and they had 2v2 for a long, long time, for years, and then they decided to take it out, and some people were upset, oh, the 2v2 is gone, and I think most people were kind of okay with it. The game is a 1v1 game, and everyone, for the most part, practices 1v1, so I don't know. I'm good without 2v2, but you know, I'm not going to play 2v2s for Liquid if it comes down to it. So not my problem.
Dude, 1v1 players, like, those skills do not transfer to, like, 2v2. 2v2 is, like,
No,
a whole
it
different
does
ballgame.
not.
Like,
Yeah.
so, like, that's going to be really interesting to me to see, like, who rises as, like, the 2v2 players, because it's really easy to not give those players credit, but as Nick knows, you know, like, with Magoo and LJT winning almost every single... Did they even lose a 2v2 for RS?
Dude, you gotta slow down. They played against Mondragon and Testing and lost like every time.
Oh, no, Mondragon and
Testing.
Testy were phenomenal as a 2v2 team. I'm going to, like, completely push it aside, but, like... Other than Mondragon and Testy, who just, like, crushed them.
players happen to be the best who are shooting now.
Well,
No, like,
you're asking if they ever lost a 2%. I was like, careful.
No, like in our clan leagues, but Testy was on RS, so he would like sometimes play there. But like, I mean, like, I'm not saying only one player can't be good at 2v2, but like, I'm really interested to see like what people like rise out, because honestly, I think that if you took all the teams and just grabbed like 2 of those amazing 1v1 players and slapped them together, that like a lot of just the people that you could grab off the top 10 of like the 2v2 ladder for the world ranking would likely win like pretty easily. So I'm hoping that it lets 2v2 develop, because I think that it's like such an incredibly fun like space. It's so easy to think that it's just like a giant cheese fest until like you get people who are really good at like both performing and holding those early aggressions off. So like, I just hope more tournaments include more 2v2s.
Nick, are you still there? Done cleaning?
Yeah, I'm cleaning, slowing down. Do you want me to turn my cam on?
Yeah, you can. I'll pull it in here in the call in just a second after Mystery did it. What are your thoughts on 2v2? Have you had any experience over in the Korean side of things, maybe in Brood War, casting any 2v2s?
I've casted 2-on-2s in Brood War, yeah, and I did play a little bit of 2-on-2, but I was never that good. But to be totally honest, I've not casted a single 2-on-2 in StarCraft 2.
I mean, how do you think that format is going to work just from your Brood War experiences? You think it's going to be fun and exciting, or does it have a place in competitive StarCraft?
I know that televised StarCraft 1 2-on-2 gets way less views in Korea, which I believe is one of the reasons why they pushed that out in some of the major tournaments, because a lot of times people had a hard time following it. I think sometimes commentators have a little bit more of a difficult time analyzing it, but I mean, it'd be interesting to see some 2-on-2s in StarCraft 2 competitive games. But I do know for sure that it gets a lot less views.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how that does for the Masters Cup. The next thing spawned from the Team Liquid forums, and it was the fact that Team Liquid is actually not participating in this event. Tyler, Jeff, I'm not sure how you guys want to handle this, or even if you want to speak to this, but
Another cat fight?
Yeah, I mean, it might happen. It might. We'll see. But you guys can say what you want to say. I'm not going to actually have you. This isn't an official statement from Team Liquid or Evil Geniuses or anything. I just want to know what your thoughts were on the fact that Team Liquid is not participating in the event and kind of how that came to be. So we'll start off with Tyler, and then Jeff can have his words right after.
Well, I think the main issue is the server issue. Team Liquid has been kind of, going along with all the team leagues. Every single time a team league pops up and we get invited, there's always an internal discussion. Are players in Korea willing to submit themselves to playing on a different server? And, they get represented worse than they actually are. Or they have to spend a lot of time getting used to latency. Either way, it's not a good situation. So it's definitely a little more difficult for us to participate in team leagues. And for this one, we finally decided, we're just going to say no, we're not going to participate unless we can get some server swapping going on, some kind of situation better than every single game is played on North America by default. And I think I'll get to this later, but I feel like leagues kind of have this flaw where they decide pretty much everything that...
Yo, what up?
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening to State of the Game.
Oh, fuck. Have you been listening the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I was about to ask you a question then, but never mind.
Idris the boss.
I was going to ask you what you thought the hardest matchup was in Brood War. You agree with Idra?
Me that?
Yeah, do you think it's TVP?
It's hard to say Idris wrong.
I had,
It's hard to say anyone's wrong. It's hard to say there's the hardest matchup in that game, but that is literally, if there's a TVZ, if there's something like TVZ in Brood War, TVP is like that in SC1 where Protoss just has so many things they can do. I mean, Terran can really, they're much better at dealing with it than Zergus in StarCraft 2, but it's still, it's like, it's such a bad example because that's still like, that's like a 53% win rate tops, maybe 52.
I really feel like, I felt like that Idra was, like, standing in for me there, and Day 9 was pulling a little bit of a Kyle. I don't know. It's kind of how it felt.
No, that's not even close.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you remember any of our arguments?
Yeah, it was pretty much, I was like, I think this is messed up, and this sucks, and this sucks, and you're like, no, it's a
you
new
were
game.
saying, I think everything is messed up, and everything is wrong, and everything needs to be changed.
No, I wasn't necessarily
was
saying that.
saying,
You were saying it
dude,
sounds like
you're
you're
a
just
bitch.
venting. It sounds like you're just venting. It sounds like you're just venting, kind of like what Dan was
Are
saying.
you joking me? You were
No.
just as angry as I was.
I'm pretty sure Idris said a lot of the same things there that I've been, Zerg can't scout for shit, Zerg can't react
you're
to builds
saying-
well.
No.
Yeah,
You
I'm
said
pretty
those
sure.
things,
No, I'm
but
pretty sure.
No, stop. You said those things, and those things are right, but in addition to that, you said Hellions need to cost gas. You said...
Well, the solutions that I give,
It's
the
so
solutions,
much more.
the solutions
All
that I was giving were ways to remedy the fact that Zerg can't scout, so it would slow down or it would cut down on some of the versatility of the 9 million different builds.
Dude, don't give yourself that much credit.
I'm not. No, that's the reason why I said Hellions need to cost gas. That's the reasons why Hellions needs to cost gas. Because if you make other things more expensive, then it cuts down on the 50 billion different builds that Terran can open with. So the lack of scouting isn't as much of a problem. The only reason why lack of scouting.
Calmly, Idra said that intelligently. Idra did not shout that at a computer screen after he got to rest.
I'm pretty sure Idra sounded a little bit angry there. Day 9 said that he sped through 3 sentences in like 15 seconds to dismiss the entire Protoss race.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Day 9 was not like, he's spending way too much time on, I mean, rightfully so, but he plays random and he's spending a lot of time on a PhD. I don't think he should be arguing with Idra. Idra definitely is.
Well, maybe. Day 9 is pretty analytical though.
Yeah, he's smart, but I mean, like, I can't imagine he's really on the same level of understanding as Idra is at this moment, considering that he plays random and that he's got a fucking math program.
No, I mean, that's true, but you also have to take in mind that Idra is a really emotional person, so it's hard to know sometimes. Like, I mean, Idra's 6
people. I think you have to take his typing out of question.
I'm not considering his timing. I'm looking at things like where he's 6 pulled. Fucking.
You just fucked up, didn't you?
I didn't fuck anything up. I'm just getting cannon rushed.
Like, oh, this is nostalgic.
I'm just getting cannon rushed by FXO Optic Zero.
Oh,
It's cute. It's good. No, it's okay. It's good.
I don't know. The reason why I hated listening to you talk is it was just painful to hear.
No.
Like,
was
it's
the
not
same.
painful to listen to Idra. He sounds smart when he says.
No, I'm pretty sure he was saying pretty
Listen
much
to you.
the exact.
It's painful to listen to you. Wasn't there a night that I called you a bitch?
Yeah, but you call me that every night. You should have heard In Control on Mr. Bitter's stream. Or I'm sorry, you should have heard Idra on Mr. Bitter's stream.
Oh, well, he was just QQing.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't, like, raging.
Oh, okay.
Like, listening to you is disgusting. And the thing is, it's also, you were doing that back at the time when you were doing nothing but roach openings.
Yeah, because everything else sucked.
Because I know, it's like you're not, well, you weren't doing anything but roach openings. Oh, Terran is so, well, you're not even trying.
What? No, dude, Terran was fucked up. But
It was.
Infestor's fixed that now.
It
Infestor's
was,
fixed
but
that
you
now.
weren't trying. And it was like, how can you say, I mean, you might be right, and you were right. You were definitely right. You were 100% right, and I agreed with you on that. But it's like you weren't trying at that time. You were 5 roach rushing everyone and then keep killing about how it wasn't working.
I was kicking out about what wasn't
And
working. I was kicking
that's
about how
what
everything
angers
else wasn't working. Since Zerg can't scout, it seems like you're flipping coins. And that's pretty much what Tyler said.
That's not the point you were making back in the day, though.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm 100%. Top 3 control in the world, 100%.
You were just spewing about how. Oh, okay, we can argue about this all day.
Okay.
I think. Whatever.
No, but then I really don't like. Did you hear what Tyler was saying afterwards?
I kind of zoned out. It was way too long.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got up and walked around, and I was like, "Whoa, he's still talking." But yeah, I don't. He was talking about TVP, and But yeah, I was very happy to hear Idra talk like that. I've been wanting to hear him just like talk about balance like that for a long time because everyone just fucking dismisses him and it's disgusting.
Well, that's because he does. Jesus fucking Christ.
Still getting cannon rush.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It's because he does things. The way that he acts in some games is just really bad.
Yeah. He shoots himself in the foot with the way he acts on forums. You know, you don't need to fucking go into the Wera forum and say, hello, a bunch of all-inners. No, I won't know when I'm being all-in. But, you know, he's still, like, he's still an extremely, I mean, I like Idra a lot. This is like my go-to guy when I want to watch a replay and it's like I want to know something solid that I can just, I don't know. Because I don't play, I go from StarCraft 2, I go away from it for long periods of time. I just like watch an Idra replay, like look at his build order and try and figure out what the hell's going on that I don't understand. And I can't do that anymore for CVP. That's what I hate. Because the CVP is gay.
Yeah, that's why he just cheeses all the time. And then Tyler is pretty much congratulating him on that. He's like, oh, good job. You realize that if you cheese all the time, you can win sometimes. That's pretty much what Tyler was saying. And it was like, no, that's...
Kind of backed away from it at the end, but yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. And then listening to In Control, like, In Control started to play Zerg for a little bit. He's like, oh, because Zerg can do so many things. It's like, oh, no. The problem is In Control plays Protoss, and like you can do anything with Protoss, and so much of it can be viable. Zerg have like 2 builds on the whole game.
I'm so sick of him. Watching him roll his eyes as Idra talks is just disgusting. I feel like he has never given I don't know. I've talked about In Control enough.
The only thing that bugs me about Idra 2 sometimes is I don't like the personal attacks he makes on people. It's hard, I get mad at this game a lot, but I never, hate individual players, if they win, just because, Terran is gay as fuck, but it's not like, oh, VT Spades is a fucking faggot because he plays Terran. If I played Terran, I would be doing the same strategies that they do, that wins games. That's a good point. But then Andrew says things like, oh, Kibikaki's a terrible player. No, Kibikaki's a pretty good player. Even though he does play Protoss, and maybe it's a different race, he wouldn't be as successful. But Kibikaki is still a pretty damn good player. He can multitask really well, etc., etc.
I respect Idra's playstyle, and I like listening to him because it's really entertaining. But that's a good point.
And then listening to Day 9 say something like, the only metric that we have to measure how good people are at this game is whether or not they win or lose. I thought that was really dumb for Day 9 to say.
As I said, I just don't think Day 9 is around this game as much as... he's let it slip sometimes, that it's sometimes I get more viewers than people, and I haven't played StarCraft in weeks. Because I have a shitload of work to do. Yeah. I mean, he's getting, a master's degree, a thesis is a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how he does it.
Oh, shit.
He is one impressive human being. Flying 8 weeks in a row, flying to different countries. God, he's fucking one impressive human being, but it's I don't know if he's qualified to be the one on the balance team.
Yeah, sure. Have you, dude, this Infestor Ling thing, I've been trying it a lot. I really like it. I don't know if you've seen me do it at all, but, it's pretty amazing.
Once or twice. I caught, a game or two against Fedora.
Did you see the one on, Typhon Peaks or whatever? The 8 Colossus, it was pretty much it kind of looked like GG, there's no possible way that I could win the fight, and then it was just, oh man, it's pretty cool.
So how do you feel, when Idra dropped that he kind of likes the Infestors being slower? How do you feel about that?
I think that's really dumb. We're really bad at microing Infestors away from enemies, so now we're going to make them slower. We're going to handicap the units so that they don't die as much. That's really dumb, I think. I would rather have them Infestor and learn to micro better.
I kind of agree with you. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm kind of can't you just be better?
Yeah, micro better? Yeah. I don't like to compensate poor micro by completely handicapping the unit. I think that's kind of silly.
I don't know.
I think Idra was trolling a little bit with that comment, though, just because Infestors do tend to run ahead if you're bad at microing. It's something I've been working on a lot.
Hard, yeah, it's really hard. Are they still talking about Liquid in the team leagues?
I don't know. That's got to be pretty awkward. Tyler made some pretty strong statements on the forums. I don't know if you saw it or not.
No, I did, but it's. I think it's obvious. They don't want to play in latency. They don't think it's giving them a good shot, so they don't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
how is it deeper than that?
I don't know. Tyler made some pretty big statements like this is bullshit. They shouldn't blah 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 blah. Like it's pretty strong.
Yeah, well, they can do whatever the hell they want with their league. That's
Yeah.
what it comes down to. And that's just how it's gonna go. It sucks. But man, that's because it's like when you start getting into like changing servers and cross-server play, it's just that's got to be a nightmare for a tournament organizer.
Yeah, I would say definitely.
So I can understand. I can completely understand people saying, you know, this is North America. Deal with it, because we don't have.
Well, Tyler also had a big problem with how they were choosing which server to play on, like about how it wasn't necessarily fair.
What do you mean they were choosing?
It had, the big problem was how EG was choosing like which server you play on for which games. Like they had like some weird way of selecting it. I thought.
Oh, I thought it was just all on North America. Did I read
No,
that?
no, they had. I thought they had different ways of doing it. I don't remember.
No, I think. Okay, I shouldn't talk about this. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay. I remember reading Tyler's post.
I
So.
got finals this week. I've been doing shit. But I was under the impression that by what I heard on just before I stopped listening to State of the Game, that everything was on North America and they were going to try and work something out for a Liquid, but I don't know. I'm going to have to rewatch all this shit tomorrow because they're still talking about it, so.
Apparently, Idra's gonna do a week of playing with commentary now. It's cool because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did his
I heard
20
about that.
viewers.
I like how it got up to 20,000 and now it's back down to 16,000.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of people might have had multiple tabs open. It's
I
possible.
almost feel like, yeah, it was. Nah. So So when you go to, like, when you went to MLG Dallas, where did you stay?
I think it was just a hotel, wasn't it?
Yeah, did you have your own room or something?
I was staying with somebody else.
You're staying with somebody else?
Yeah.
Are you staying with someone for Columbus?
Not currently. No plans to. Maybe.
I don't know, man.
You might go.
I really want to go. I might go. Right now it's looking positive that I'll go because I can get a summer class in that doesn't conflict with it. I don't know. I would split a hotel room with you.
You would or wouldn't?
I would.
Oh.
And I would split gas with you.
Oh. I'm definitely driving down with Kelly, so there'd be 3 people in the car.
Driving down with. Oh, I heard about that from somebody yesterday. Where you're picking up Kelly from somewhere?
Yeah, from Singapore. No, I'd probably be from the Lincoln Airport.
Oh, she fly here?
Yeah.
Why would she just fly to Columbus?
Maybe cheaper to the Lincoln Airport.
No, there's no. Well, that seems weird. Because one, there's no direct flights from Singapore to Lincoln.
Yeah, no, there's not going to be direct flight from Singapore to anywhere. Well, to
Yeah,
the U.S.
like-
there'll be like 2 places maybe.
So it also seems strange because the number of direct flights from anywhere to Lincoln is going to be small. It seems like it'd be easier just to get straight to Omaha.
I thought Lincoln. Well, it was either Lincoln or Omaha. I thought Lincoln sometimes has flights though that for cheaper than Omaha.
Oh, maybe cheaper. Maybe cheaper. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Cheaper. It was the cheapest one.
Because it's gonna be definitely way easier.
Okay, Kyle. Here we go.
Lincoln Airport's very small.
Are you watching this? You have my stream on?
Oh hell no.
Oh man, we got some Infestor Ling action coming up against this Protoss Death Ball. It's gonna be pretty neat.
I had no idea that this was such a big deal. This whole thing.
This whole what?
They're still going on.
Oh, the team league?
Yeah.
Cal, team league is serious business. Okay, we got the one Ultralist to lead the way.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh my god, I just unhockeyed all my units! What the Kyle, what the fuck? Oh my god!
What's distracting? Yeah, Ty was a lot more of an angry person than you realize. He can't be. He can't be. You do. You read some of his posts and he sounds pissed. Maybe it's just...
We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. The high cluster is under attack. The high cluster is under attack. We require more minerals.
I should be expanding way more aggressively. No DT, no DT, no DT. He's got a DT. God damn it.
DT's so good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Holy shit, I've got a lot of Ultralisks.
Our forces are under attack.
Portals.
I don't know if he has any.
The hive cluster is under attack.
But I guess we go find out.
Mineral field depleted.
Wow, shit. That was really bad microbiome.
Our forces
I'm
are
disappointed.
under attack.
What happened?
You microed poorly.
Oh, yeah.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field.
Hey, at this point, a tech switch to hydras or mixing in hydras would be really good, I think.
If I just... What's your creep spread like?
It's okay. Yeah, actually, never mind. I don't actually need, I don't need Neural Parasite to win. I can just fungal and use Lings and Ultras, I think. Nope, never mind. Nope, that was wrong. Oh, that was wrong.
You did not engage with your investors.
Yeah, that's it. That was dumb.
Not that I'm not sure if it would have mattered that much, but nah, it probably wouldn't matter.
God damn it.
Mineral field depleted.
That was another half-hour argument.
What were they arguing over?
It's just team, like, server situations for EG Masters stuff.
Oh.
JP just said final thoughts, one more statement each. Fuck, that was long.
Oh fuck, hydras aren't good. This is really gay. When Protoss gets more than like 2 types of tech out onto the field, like countering it becomes really dumb. Like when you've got Robotech and
I'm sorry, Idriful just started yelling.
what? Did you say Idra just started yelling?
In control, like he just started raging.
This is dumb, I fucked up too much. What's he raging about?
I don't know, he's getting off topic and bringing stride gum because there's a whole, I can't listen to this, I have to listen to this from start to stop.
Fuck, this build shouldn't lose to Robotech. That was a really bad micro.
How'd the cannon rush end up? Did you end up behind after that?
Oh, a little bit, but I wasn't behind mid-game. I should have won that.
Okay. So, I'm still confused. So Kelly's gonna fly to Lincoln and then you're gonna drive... Okay, 13 hours.
I think it's a 12-hour, 13-hour drive.
It's 13, yeah, it's a 13-hour drive. I don't know. I think if he weighs or she flew to Columbus. I don't know. Is she, like, what is she leaving from Omaha too? Is she gonna stay with you or something?
Yeah, I think she's gonna just live in my basement for a little bit. She wants to be in America for a while.
Crazy. I don't know if Omaha is the place I would think of to go to. I mean, I like Omaha, but fuck, if I'm going to a different country, if I'm going to...
Hey, nothing's wrong with Omaha.
If I'm going to Korea, man, I'm going to Seoul. I'm not going to some tiny city. I'm going to fucking Seoul. If I'm going to Japan, I'm going to Tokyo.
We require more minerals.
Why isn't Control raging again?
I just stopped listening.
Somebody link me.
I think they're done. I have to listen to this from start to finish.
We require more minerals.
They're still going on.
More minerals.
Can I get like a time count?
To him. He's still not a person to drive. It's not like he is a different person now. It's just he has overriding influences.
Well, I can't explain it anymore.
Jeff.
You bore him, Greg. I'm just gonna say this.
I want the dad to stop fighting. That's all I want.
Sorry, this happens on a weekly basis, Nick. You'll get used to it.
In the situation specifically of this tournament, I can absolutely understand. I can understand, but I don't agree with Tyler's sensibilities that this is Team Liquid's website. This is their team's website as well as a forum. So when Evil Geniuses does announce a tournament that wants to get spectators, it is a competitor, if you will, and they exclude Team Liquid because they don't agree with Team Liquid's ask for
It seems
accommodations.
so much like an argument between you and me where like the argument shifts and they just get so off topic.
Yeah.
And at the end it's so different from where they started.
Does seem out of place, and I could see how he would get fired up. What I was trying to establish with this conversation, and hopefully there's some lingering truth to this that seeps in somewhere, it is that the game is growing. The people are evolving. Colby had to say that neutered generic response, not because he wanted to or because that's how he actually felt, but because that's what's appropriate. When people are listening, you don't point the finger at Team Liquid, or you don't speak aggressively. You speak in a neutered language as an admin of a huge $10,000 tournament representing sponsorships that are important to the entire esports. You can still see your sponsors so many teams. It's ridiculous. I think they should only sponsor EG. But what I had a problem with was Tyler using language that was aggressive and forward, and then later having that contradicted by administrative staff on his own team because it was aggressive and forward, and then calling us pathetic, and then on the podcast basically defending it by saying, on the forum you should have no agenda, you should have no reason to post other than it's just like this weird free flow thought, like sexual revolution type place where everything just is for your, like everyone else, and then like this pseudo it's my house, you have no right to post here, what are you contributing? I feel like that's pretty aggressive and
So Tyler pulled an in control kind of? I'm just kidding.
See, I don't know. I haven't listened to this, and
that's okay. We can.
I hate in control.
What is a little team do that's trying to host a small tournament?
But I don't know. I think Tyler just kind of raged out, and now he's paying for it, and he's trying to defend his rage.
And then they feel like they're outgunned because obviously people are going to side with Tyler because he's.
I think he wants to compete in this league.
And I feel like that's a really dangerous mindset.
He just feels like the team isn't giving being given a fair opportunity, but at the same time, giving them a fair opportunity would be really hard.
Probably will be. And that kind of mindset is really different.
I think we've covered that. The reason I let everyone was feeling it, maybe cut that off, but I think that conversation needed to be had. We do have two things. We've got user questions first, and of course shout outs. So we'll do the questions, and we'll go a little bit longer today on the questions since we did break 20K. I feel it's only right. If you have questions, send them in to sotgquestions@gmail.com, and I'll go ahead and pull a bunch of those. We do have one already lined up. Greg, you're good. There's some color. You have like lighting in the back. I think just because it's so early over there in Seoul, right?
Yeah, it's daytime over here.
Yeah.
Welcome to my home. That's all you get to see.
You look fine. You're good. You're good. People are happy. So first question, Greg. People like to ask you questions. First one from Grack Attack 420. I gotta have that name. Now that Grandmaster League is out, you've been consistently ranking in the top 5 of the North American division. Do you feel that the North American scene has been giving you enough of a challenge now that you've been back in the States? Will the transition from Korea to North America server affect your performance in tournaments?
The ladder isn't practice at all. I just play the ladder in order to stream and play games. I actually haven't been practicing too much. Practice is really important for mechanics. At this level, mechanics aren't really a big concern of mine. I'm just spending more time thinking about the game and thinking about strategies and how they would interact with the current meta game. So it's more of a thought process for me than actual practice. And when I do need to practice, I have my teammates. So the ladder isn't practice at all, but I do have other sources of practice.
People are requesting that Machine and Tasteless have a long out-drawn fight now.
Fuck you, Nick! I still have nightmares about your goddamn cannons behind my mineral lab.
We can talk about all of our previous show matches and start at one.
Oh god! No, let's not go there.
So what's the plan? What are you going for? Are you still going lane?
Yeah.
Off
Nick, how are you
is it safe to be 2 base for 2 base for this long?
You got any secrets?
Well, even if I was doing Roach, whatever, I'd be expoing about right about now. But let me turn these guys down. I don't know. I feel like this build is a little bit vulnerable early on, like to really early kind of pressure. Like right now, what this guy might be sending at me could be bad.
Second set of callings, divine crawlers.
But never mind. Forget what I just said. It needs to be like a 6K push. This little early, like kind of half maybe pressure is not good enough.
Oh yeah. This is very bad. I think this kid would agree that was very bad. Is that infestation been late?
A little bit. It should have gone down right when my lair finished, but I mean it's not. Oh no, it should go down right when the life finishes. Right now, the only person I think who's shown me the best way to beat this build is Kiwikaki, and that's with mass Archons. If they go Archons, then it makes me transition in and out of Roaches, depending on how they counter that. I think Robo is a really bad way to counter it. Unless
I out there that In Control did that against you too, but that was a weird game.
Yeah, something weird happened that game. I don't remember what it was. Oh, also, I don't think I'd use the Infesterling that much yet, but I've been playing a lot lately versus Kiwikaki, so I've actually gotten some really good practice with this build.
That's the game. He snuck a base on you and you didn't notice it.
Yeah. With this build, I should be expanding pretty fucking aggressively, and I should be denying expansions pretty damn aggressively.
Yeah, you have to stay ahead of it, because I think in that game he got like the 12 cannons up, and it's like once you get 12 cannons up against Lynx, it starts getting difficult.
Yeah, especially combined with the power of Warpins.
Okay. Yeah. You have to deny that before it happens.
I'm also, my Infestors, everything needs to go down. Your Infestor line of tech needs to happen immediately. Like, the Infestation Pit needs to go down immediately, the upgrade needs to start immediately. I'm slagging on it.
Yeah, see, this is very smart. It takes advantage of the normal things that Protoss like to do.
Kinda, but it's not just a metagame abuser, because like I said, I also can transition in and out of Roaches, too.
Yeah, it's still like a solid strategy.
Yeah, but yeah, it does abuse the metagame a little bit, because if they just try and counter it with Robotech, that's bad. Oh, this is super cute.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if it's
What in the fuck is going on there? This guy's really bad. But then again, I guess I lost my expansion of that. That's kind of dumb. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. Apparently Blizzard's trolling me because I lost my last match, so they're like, oh, you're not ready for Grandmasters players anymore. We're gonna put you against whoever the fuck these people are.
I was gonna say something, but that was just the Colossus dancing in the corner.
Yeah, and then the Warp Prism that you just lost to my base for no reason. I like how In Control said that too on State of the Game. He's like, yeah, Warp Prisms have like 25 life and they die really easily. It's like, can I trade Warp? I'll have Warp Prisms and you can have Niduses.
No kidding, damn it.
That's one of the things that In Control says a lot. He's like, Zergs never use Nidus enough. They never use Nidus enough.
Yeah. Well, he said that. I think we discussed this previously, because he said that on a previous State of the Game. That it's like, man, you don't understand.
Yeah, you don't play Zerg, dude. It's not like Protoss where you can do anything and it works.
You don't. That's like, if you don't understand why Zergs don't Nidus, it's because you don't play Zerg.
I think if Idra were to sit down and have, this is so dumb. One of the things I hate about my strategy is when people respond like really wrong and they play really bad, and I don't know if it's a good strategy or not. Like, this guy's got nothing now. Like, this is stupid. There's no way he can beat me.
Next, he's gonna tell you that Link Infestor is balanced.
No, I changed my mind. We're gonna push with these. We're gonna push with these Colossus.
Well, you can't go.
Hold on, if I leapfrog my Infestors, I can.
You're gonna walk them outside range.
That's okay. Because if they get outside range, then I just take them over again with new ones. There we go. Then I gotta get 2 more forward. Okay, maybe I can kill him now.
Good Brood War matches lately. That's kind of
Rare?
No. That's kind of what it's reminding me of. There were some things Jadonk did that took advantage of very standard things that Terrence was doing, and got some very easy wins against Flash.
Cool.
It's very, very sick. At least I thought it was sick. And I think that's exactly what this build kind of does.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I would say that I don't know how solid it is.
I feel like it's pretty good. It's against, like I said, there's ways to transition in and out.
Yeah. I think it's definitely fire. But
I like how he groups all 4 DT up so that if I did fungal him.
See, DTs suck.
Come on. Did you think of how obnoxious 4 DTs are? They just send them 1 at a time, or send them to 4 different places.
I already know how obnoxious they are, but that's not obnoxious anymore. Because the new thing, that was easy to deal with. 2 spines and 1 spore at each base dealt with it. Now the new thing is Protoss is sending like fucking 8 DT to one base, and you can't stop it with spines. Because if you've got too many spines, then they'll just focus down the hatch and kill it easy mode.
Or the one spore crawler.
Or the 1 spore crawler, yeah. It's not feasible to defend it with static D. Because then if you've made like 9 million fucking static Ds, then you've lost anyway because you're spending more than the base is even worth keeping.
I think you're being trolled.
Being trolled by what, this kid?
Yeah.
The guy I'm playing?
No, that kid is defending you.
Oh, what did he say? How do you scout turn wall walks?
Yeah, with Marines patrolling around. Why don't you ask kids that?
What is this? This is really annoying.
Yep. He's mad. Oh, he took it. I didn't see he took it.
I didn't say you took a 30 either. Good job, Kyle.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack. The hive cluster is under attack.
How do I... Fuck, Kyle, I had this base open so that I could see the... Or I had an overload sitting there.
Drones are under attack.
You didn't notice the drone walk by, and that's all you could have noticed.
No, I've got it so I can see the rocks getting broken down.
Oh, I see.
Did I put down an Ultra Den yet? Jesus fucking Christ.
Forces are under attack. Our drones are under attack. Our drones are under attack.
Yes.
Come to me. Yeah, like that shit is super fucking insane.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Not that it matters at this point, but still pretty annoying.
Making DTs and praying so good in this game. Should be mined out unless it's got a western base.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack.
You want to scout 9 o'clock just to be safe?
Nope, I like playing on the edge.
I'm kind of worried considering he hasn't blocked yet.
Spawn more
I should have
Okay.
scouted it. You're right. You're right. I
Okay.
should.
이 플레이가 저
When are your what is today? Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
It is currently Wednesday, and I have finals in 10 hours.
Oh shit, you got it tomorrow? How
Well, technically today, considering it's 12:40 in the morning, and I got one the day after that.
I was supposed to play Machine in my last show match. Somebody should ask him on State of the Game why he dodged.
Oh,
Maybe
he
not.
dodged.
It makes me so happy that Destiny can't get into Grandmasters. Exclusivity is what makes it so great. He says as Deezer and Combat X are both in Grandmasters. What? I know so many people in Grandmasters that I could beat in any best of 7 easy.
Cats isn't in Grandmasters.
Yeah, Katz isn't even in Grandmasters. Drewby isn't in Grandmasters. So I don't know why they would say that, but okay.
Yeah, it's Grandmasters is a little.
It's a little iffy right now.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of the ranks being so set in stone. That kind of bugs me.
We're still in a really state of flux.
Yeah.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Have you played Sodas?
I noticed you kind of got addicted.
Oh boy. Have you played it yet?
No, I'm not gonna play Soda.
Just do it. It's like
I know it's like Storm the Fort,
Yeah.
kind of, but like way better.
Yeah,
But
or
the
well,
fact is,
Dota,
why would
Dota.
you ever play Sodas when you could play LOL?
or Han or Dota. Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Han costs money.
how much?
Han, I think, is a subscription fee. I think.
Um,
League of Legends, I think I've heard is much better than Sodas, and I've heard Han is better than League of Legends. But League of Legends is free. Like
Yeah.
it's free to play, so that's gonna. Of course it's gonna be more popular if they can be almost as good and free.
God, I play Protosses every time, pretty much non-stop. I really
Hey, did you get close positions on?
on Tal'Darim Altar.
Oh, you're playing Tal'Darim. I
So the answer is no.
So I've never played Sodas.
We require more minerals.
Although what I have been playing with some people is Team Mono Battles.
Oh, I've heard about that. Is it good? What is it? I've just heard people recommend it. I've never actually played it before.
Basically, I'll give you the full history. Basically, for a Fun Day Monday, Day 9 was like, okay, this Fun Day Monday, you're gonna play 3v3s or 4v4s. And you're all gonna announce the unit. You can only build one unit. You can choose what unit you're gonna build, but you have to announce it at the beginning of the game. So like your team goes into a game and I say Hydra, and you say Roach, and someone else on our team says Banelings, and that's what we have to stick to those units. We can only build Hydras, Roaches, and Banelings. Zergs can build one Queen per hatch. You can still build Overseers and Observers, but that's it. So we've been playing some 3v3 random unit, random race.
Oh my god, I forgot a spawning pool. Sorry, go ahead.
This always happens when I'm explaining to you. We've been playing 3v3 random unit, random race, and it kind of gets kind of epic. When you play on like a giant 4v4 map, and one person gets Warp Prism as their unit, so you can't do shit but build cannons. It's just fucking, I don't know, there's some very interesting situations that have popped up that are kind of fucking awesome.
I think have I gotten Cannon Rushed in every single ZVP today? I have. In all 3 games, I've gotten Cannon Rushed. Well, Optic Zero did it to me. The Protoss before this tried, but he lost like both pylons doing it, or all 3 pylons, and now this guy.
Cannon rush of all time.
What?
It was the most obvious cannon rush of all time.
This one was?
Last game.
Oh, last one? Yeah, last one was a little too obvious.
It was sort of...
Last one was actually so obvious, I thought he didn't have a forge. He was just trying to get me to pull drones off the line.
Yeah, I was kind of like, is this like, is he trying to get, is this an econ ploy? I couldn't tell.
God damn it, Kyle. He scouted me so early. I thought that there wasn't time for him to get a pylon down there.
And I'm distracting you, man. Don't feel too bad about
No, he scouted me really, really early. Like, I'm gonna check this replay afterwards. God, this guy is such a fucking queer.
I don't understand. This kid's got to be following. Was that a full wall?
What? Oh, he has to have expanded. If he didn't expand, then this kid is fucking retarded.
We require more minerals.
Well, I mean, he could follow up with the 4 gate just straight up win.
No, because he had to have the forge down first. This kid is absolutely fucking retarded.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what is he doing? He's got to be going Void Ray?
No, it's 4 gate. Maybe. Or maybe it is Void Ray. No, he's chronoing. Well, he would chrono it anyway.
He's full wall. As I said before, he full walled, and I have no idea what the fuck. He's created a link counterattack, but still, like, what's his plan?
I guess 4 gate with the spines to protect his faggoty fucking pylon. Or the cannons to protect his faggoty fucking pylon.
Oh, that's true, yeah. That's why I was thinking, that's why some people Void gate actually cannon is right better. But, like, he should be way farther along if he
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Not enough energy. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
I have to say, I have no idea what's going on.
This is really hard to control for me. I have big problems during this. Okay, I know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
I could almost just move main bases, actually, if I wanted to.
I don't know, that's a lot of tech. Well, it's not a lot of tech, but that's a significant amount of tech. I don't know, I still feel like you're in a decent spot.
I am, except the build I'm doing, Lings, you know?
Yeah, he could get some good for
Jesus, fuck, what a faggot.
If you get a Nidus, you might win. Like, straight up. Making people really happy.
Our forces are under attack.
I don't know, you might just
Not enough energy.
What's up, Jeb Jeb?
What's up, motherfucker?
Wow, it has been so long.
Holy shit.
So long.
Holy shit. Kyle, I met somebody like you last night, Kyle.
You met somebody like me?
Yeah, except they had the perfect radio voice.
What did we share in common?
I don't know. You just talked like you.
Okay.
You find Steve's mic really loud and obnoxious right now. That is.
Yeah, I think if I say fuck this base, I think I'm actually really far ahead.
Steve, what are you doing to your keyboard?
I don't know, my mic's kind of close to it right now.
Yeah, just a little bit. It sounds like you're punishing it.
Well, he's got a mechanical keyboard. Like, do you just not remember the sound of Steve's keyboard? It's always kind of been like this. Cancel that upgrade, cancel that upgrade.
It doesn't matter if you cancel it or not, it'll still.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like I've won. Did I remake my spawning pool? No! Why, Kyle? Okay, I felt like I had one, but no, I don't know.
This kid has no
Anything, he
no
sucks.
nets. If he has no second base,
He's just taking his second now.
like if he has no hidden base, which I don't think he does. Then again, God knows.
We require more Vespine gas. The hive cluster is under attack.
And your mic's kind of close to your speakers too.
Cluster is under attack.
I just found that out.
Is that Phoenix just
It's a hallucination.
bad? Oh, it is?
Yeah. But he is bad too, so don't worry. No cancel on that. Fuck, I feel like cats right now. It's a little ridiculous.
Cats just lose to cannon rushes.
Lol.
Lol. I'm not technically losing to it. I just made like the weird bases around the map or whatever.
I'd still scout really quick with links. Unless he doesn't want to engage.
+1 zealots don't one-shot +1 lings, do they? Or two-shot +1 lings, do they?
They shouldn't. They do 8 times 2, so the +1 should completely nullify the upgrade. If it's the same as SC1. I'm pretty sure it is, though.
Huh.
He's got to be 1 ahead of you in upgrades to shoot.
No, that's not possible. He was 1-1. I think I just didn't have as many lings as I needed going into that.
More minerals. We require more Vespine gas. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals. So more overlords.
What am I asking for? Of course he's going to let you walk.
Of course, what?
He's just going to let you walk in the easy way.
Of course.
Metamorphosis complete.
I love streaming. I get greatest advice from so many high-level players.
Would someone say? Do I want to know?
You might have a hidden third, be careful.
Be careful.
Metamorphosis complete.
He does have a hidden third.
This guy expanded way too late.
Yeah.
No GG? No GG?
That was really bad.
Steve,
What's up, bro?
I love you. Will you do me a favor?
What do you need?
Will you slide that microphone just a little bit away from everything?
There you go. Be right next to my chest so you can hear my heartbeat.
Sounds good.
You're not rank 1 in your division anymore?
No, some guy did some crazy point leveling.
Nice. Well, you have fun. I gotta take care of some studying.
Yep. Good luck, Kyle. I believe in you.
Kyle, you're still in class? What the fuck?
2
You
finals.
already?
Or 3 finals.
Oh, really? I finished class like 2 weeks ago.
I think the rank 1 guy in my division is like 14th in the world right now for a Masters League.
Lol. How does that make you feel?
Oh, Kyle already left. Fuck. That doesn't matter. I'll pass him. I don't give a fuck.
How many games have you played now?
Up to 300 for this season. Not as many. I haven't been mass slidering like I used to.
Why not?
I don't know. I've been practicing more custom games. And playing Sodas, unfortunately.
Playing what?
Sodas?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like Dota for StarCraft 2. It's pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
It's bad. Mic is too close to me now. Wow. Fucking what CD is still on? It's driving me crazy. So what are you doing? What are you doing awake?
Always awake.
Do you play this game anymore at all, or what?
No, we had this chat yesterday.
Oh, motherfucker.
Well, with all your money you're making, if you would like to buy some upgrades for my computer,
What do you want, bro?
do it. Need a motherboard, graphics card, and a power supply.
Okay.
Go.
Just email me the parts, I'll buy all of it for you, no problem.
Okay.
After I've made my first million from this, okay, I'll buy it for you.
Well then, I'll never get it.
Fuck you.
Somebody sleeping?
Finally figured out. Did I ever tell you about the weird problems my new computer had? Like it would just randomly freeze or whatever?
Yes.
Were you here for that? It was the solid state drive.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I
You're
rep-
talking about when your computer would just like randomly fucking
Yep,
crash.
just random boop. It's a solid state drive.
You'd be like, hey, I've got a good idea, and then crash.
Yeah, it's a solid state drive. I ended up replacing the RAM. I replaced the power supply. I swapped the graphics cards. And yeah, all of that. And it was just the RAM. Reinstalled my operating system. And it was just it was a solid state drive. Go fucking figure.
Did that make you feel
Pretty bad.
pretty angry?
How can you be in root if you're not in Grandmasters? I don't know. Ask Ruby or Cats. Alright. Okay, I love you. Apparently I'm doing a lesson now. Okay?
Okay.
Be careful. I love you.
Try to.
Bye. Is that state of the game still going on? Why are half of you? Oh, it just ended? Good, give me all their fucking viewers. I need 20,000 viewers right now, motherfuckers. Nah, not really. It'd be nice, but. Holy crap, what's up?
That'd be nice.
What? Oh, holy shit, you were watching my stream? That's really creepy.
Sorry.
Are you like a stalker now? Can you blink? I'm sorry, that was really clever. Shut the fuck up. Don't humor me with your laughs just because I made a bad joke.
Not upgraded yet. Waiting for you to upgrade me.
Oh boy, hold on. Did anyone hear yesterday about how Destiny does not think that there is no link between people who kill animals and those that kill people? He does not care what people do to animals at all, and it does not bother them when they are tortured and killed. His ranting from yesterday completely turned off from him as a human being. If you are here to back up Destiny, I believe it is only because you have missed what he is saying. Just thought people should know who the prospective casters of the game are and how ignorant they can be.
Who said that?
I went on some big rant yesterday because I think people are fucking crazy when it comes to personalizing animals. People personify animals because as humans we're irrational. We like to feel like everything in the universe is... Oh, I can't even think about it right now. There are people who give thousands and thousands of dollars to these fucking Save the Animal foundations when there are like other people starving in countries like Africa. Like I can't even imagine the thought process that goes through these people's heads. But animals are really easy to personify because they're cute and cuddly and they make noises when you pet them. So that's why we respect animals and shit. But nobody gives a fuck about insects or spiders or shit like that. But whatever, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Okay, are you excited? What's up?
Who are we playing?
I don't know. What's your worst matchup right now?
I actually don't know what's my worst matchup.
What matchup do you lose the most?
I just fixed my ZVT, and I'm trying a new strength ZVP, which is pretty good. So I guess ZVZ, I only have like a few options, which I like to go a lot of roaches and infestors, but it doesn't really work against roach and hydra. And sometimes I die really often to, like I do this one base timing push, that is, after I get my spawning pool, I get roach warren and evolution chamber straight away. Then I get my upgrade before I get my roaches, and I get 3 roaches up to block my ram. And then after that I just drone like mad, and once I get fully saturated I get +2 roaches and get roach speed, and I push the other guy, and that dies often to one base Mutas. And like I don't have a lot of options in ZVZ. It's either I fast expand or yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Let's see, are you in Diamond League or Masters League?
Still in Diamond. In SCA.
SCA is horrible, are you serious? I'm just kidding. I saw people trolling about that yesterday. Are you on? You're on right now, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
Well, just so you know, I'm Diamond on Korea, so whoever that say SCA plat is NA silver, then...
I'm just kidding, I was just trolling you. People were making fun of you yesterday.
No, it's like to your chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you take offense to what they say, then you're in for a world of pain right now.